Good morning, good morning. It's Sunday, April 13th, 2025. It is almost 8:30 in the morning here in Las Vegas. I'm sitting here having my morning coffee. It's usually when I think about making a video recording my thoughts, and um, usually after listening to some of the content that was put out over the weekend about um, the women's basketball player, Caitlin Clark. And I think this conversation about the color of Caitlin's skin has gone on so long. But the commentators that I listen to on YouTube and X that put out this information, these little clips of things that are said or going over articles that have been written about Caitlin Clark's white privilege. And what I'm starting to see, here's what, okay, you know, um, I'm beginning to see some things that I haven't really heard a lot of people discuss, maybe because I haven't come across the content or because it's just not out there, whatever, okay? But what I'm starting to realize is a couple of weeks ago, I began to realize that black women are being used mostly to pass this along. There are some black men that are on board with this idea, but the majority of there's a lot in the black community. Okay, I'm using the word community to discuss the the group of of black commentators or content creators or whatever. You see some these black men that talk about this, and they're on board with what the black women are saying, but most of the content put out by the black men, they they touch upon, yeah, Caitlin's white, but she's really good. I mean, you gotta admit, she's got a style of play that's very entertaining, and she's skilled. It's beyond just the basic fundamentals of basketball. Okay, yeah, she's got some ball handling skills. She can shoot the ball. She could do, but she makes her shots, and uh, sh her ball handling skills are a whole nother level than what we see it a lot in basketball. So it's not enough just to learn the fundamentals. There's levels to this, Diana Taurasi would say, and you've got to constantly be improving your game and learning from people that are better than you. And it appears to me that Caitlin Clark she's all in on the game of basketball and honing in and becoming the best that she could be, which is awesome. So I think the way God had described that determination is a heart of excellence. You know, just getting by is not enough for some people. Okay? Just, just learning the fundamentals, is not enough for some of us. Doing the very best we can means dedicating our time and energy to something that piques our interest or whatever, and we can excel beyond the average in the individual because our efforts to be better is at a whole nother level. Okay. So when you want to talk about any advantages that Caitlin Clark has had in life being based on the color of her skin, the message I'm beginning to understand about the white privilege today is what you're really saying is that don't even try if you're black because it doesn't matter how hard you try. If you're black, it ain't going to happen for you. You have to be white. So you're pretty much confirming the old school, the old people, my great grandparents, you know, in churches and stuff, that the black people are black because they were cursed. The color of their skin is the way it is because they were cursed. Um, I remember that, but in in such a more manipulative, controlling way. Is that not the message that these people are putting out today? The articles that are being written by black men and women, the commentary about Caitlin Clark's white privilege, aren't you really telling little girls that are black they don't have the advantage of whiteness? So don't even try. I mean, little girls don't have the confidence, their character is not strong enough to withstand a lot of discouragement, but it's coming from black women and some black men that this thing, white privilege, we don't have it. So we're never going to have what they have. That's the message being put out by these people. That's bullshit because God doesn't care about the color of our skin. Okay? He searches a man's heart. Okay? The color of your skin doesn't matter. And there are many of us living and walking on this planet that fully agree with that concept too. Okay? God is not a respecter of persons. He is who he is, and he does what he does because of who he is. So this is insane. Uh, what is it? This it's not white people pushing this narrative. It's black people. They're oppressing their younger members of their community by continuing to hyper focus and talk about white privilege. You know, it doesn't just downplay the abilities and the skills and the accolades that Caitlin Clark has gotten because of her hard work, but you're given the impression that black girls can't achieve this because what Caitlin Clark has achieved is based on white privilege, and these little girls are not white. That is so I I don't even know what to make of the aha moment, coming to realize that this is this is a tactic of subterfuge. You're really painting this message that some people are not worthy, so don't even try. And you're born black. You can't get rid of black. You can't get, I mean, you can't change the color of your skin. So there's nothing you're going to do to be able to achieve what Caitlin Clark achieved because you don't have white privilege. What an what a message to give to young black women, black girls, little girls. I mean, that's so sinister. It's so sinister. Um, it is. I think it's one of the biggest lies I've ever heard. You know, I thought the gangster rap, when it started, seeing the effects that it's had on the black youth, and I've seen it in, white kids too. You know, the gangster rap, the effects it had on it, glamorizing the criminal life. This is what you could have, you know, being a thug. I mean, I saw women change the way they dress. A lot of young black girls, um, and my oldest daughter, when she was going to school, these girls began to dress a certain way as if they're up on stage, got to perform, right? Those outfits that they're wearing. um, see girls mimic it, and then their attitudes and stuff were changing also. Um, I, I know it's done on purpose, and it's done by the individuals that are so insecure and threatened by anyone, young or old, that this is how they secure their position and their status is by making sure everyone around them knows that they're worthless piece of shit. That is ultimate narcissism. So, where did who talked about white privilege? And how did it become so popular among a organization like the WNBA? I don't think I think some of them are so stupid they don't even realize what they're doing. Others, I think, are so insecure that they absolutely know what they're doing by painting this picture that it doesn't matter how hard you try, unless you're white, this will never happen for you. Oh my God. It's, I mean, what can you say about that? What a message to give to young black women, little girls that are tuning in to the game. Mm, yeah, it's not a message of love, I could tell you that. This is the naysayers coming out. You can't achieve more than they achieve. See, they didn't achieve their full potential because they're black. So if they couldn't do it, you're not going to do it because you're not white. I mean, how fucking hateful is that? You're basing your lack of ability to achieve what you wanted to achieve on a trait that you can't change. I mean, how self-sabotaging is that? And then you want to spread this message, put it out in articles and podcasts and video content. You know, the initial backlash was assuming, initially, it was the backlash about Caitlin Clark being white is why she's so popular. Um, you got backlash from a lot of people going, you're ignoring the fact that she's actually really good. And she actually is really good. It's why she keeps breaking records of players that came before her and set those records. Okay. Um, these records are old. I mean, she even broke the score, the all-time scoring record in college basketball history that Pete held for years. But that doesn't matter. See, so you not only are you trying to downplay what Caitlin Clark's abilities are, but you're also letting young black girls know that because they're not white, they'll never get to the level that Caitlin is at. Well, let's talk about one of the people that she watched was Maya Moore. Okay, I just wonder too is listen, the players every generation keep getting better and better because they watch the older generations play. They picked up their skills, they mimic their skills. And when they get training, it's based on training to help them achieve what they're trying to achieve. Once Caitlin Clark achieved the skills of the players that came before her, now she's trying to find new skills. The next generation that comes after her, that are going to watch her and learn from her, they're going to be better. I mean, this is the way. So here's the deal. So it's like this idea, this constant argument about who is the best player in the NBA. The thing of it is who did LeBron watch growing up? Who did Stephen Curry watch growing up? Okay? They know even there's you can't be as good as you are in a vacuum. You had to have learned from somebody. You watched somebody and they inspired you. And so you started doing it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, little girls can watch Caitlin play, but if it, and then there's this message, but only the white girls are going to achieve what she achieves. Because Caitlin's only gotten where she is because of her white privilege. Wow. I mean, so how many black girls are hearing these messages come out of black women's mouth? It's so sinister. I am, wow. And then, these little girls will grow up thinking it was the white man holding them down when it was the black community that is spreading this message that you're never going to be as good as the white girl. Okay? It's not like you guys are lifting up black women. This is so sinister. It's so messed up. It's so messed up. And the truth of the matter is that you don't have the skills and abilities. Okay? You don't have the skills and abilities whether you're black or white. Okay? So you want to beat up on the girl that did have it. And you want to say it's only because she's white. I just wonder how her whiteness affected her ability to handle the ball or shoot those threes. What does the color of her skin have to do with that? Nothing. You guys' arguments about white privilege is only holding back the youth of your own community. And I think that's what you're intending to do. Most of you, I think you're, I think that's your motive. You don't even want your youth to try because they're not white. You constantly want to paint this picture that this person is so good and so talented and breaking all these records because of her white privilege. And we're not white, so we're never going to achieve that level. How how contradictory is that to the idea that the WNBA was built off the back of black women? I mean, how did you guys sustain an entire organization for 25, 26, however many, 20 something years? Huh? If you guys are so worthless, how's it possible that you guys sustained an entire organization, for more than 2 decades, almost 3 decades? I mean, your arguments about the white privilege is falling apart. It is. The truth is you can't do it. You got a problem with that. You're settling. You've settled. You became, content, complacent in your own life. You didn't put forth the effort. You didn't have the mental fortitude to withstand. So you caved and you settled for less. And you're resentful. You want to make sure that the youth doesn't achieve more than you. You're putting these obstacles in their way to let them know because they're not white. It ain't never going to happen for them. I mean, you're sick. And I'm getting angry just talking about because kids are so impressionable. But that's the message I'm putting out. And the adults out here on social media, regardless of skin color, they're black, white, Latino, Mexican, they're telling you guys that's not true. Okay? But the young little black girl is looking to the black woman to tell them the truth. And the black woman is saying, no, Caitlin Clark's got everything she's got because she's white. So the black girl is hearing, you're never going to get it because you're black. And there's nothing you can do about being black. I mean, so sick. So sick. It's so sick. And it also justifies why you're where you're at in your life, right? Because you didn't have a lot of this stuff come to you because you're black, right? It's not because you didn't put forth the effort. You didn't hone your skills. You became complacent and you settled. But you, but you can blame it on something you had no control over, which was your black. I mean, God, it it's so obvious to me today how narcissistic this is. Has nothing to do with me. It's the self-defeating messages that you tell yourself every day when you get up so you can live with yourself and be comfortable in your own skin. It's nothing that you did, that you didn't achieve your dream. It's because you weren't white enough. Wow. And now they're trying to alienate Paige Buckner. She's not going to be received well by the white people because she's not white enough, because she has black family members and she sympathizes with the black community and all. So we're not going to receive her as well. She's not going to get the accolades Caitlyn got because she's not white enough. I mean, what kind of message is that, right? Is that not setting Paige up for failure? Don't even try, Paige. You're never going to achieve it because you have black people in your life. So you guys are the ones spreading the message today that blackness is a curse. It's not white people or any other community passing along the message that blackness is a curse. It's these black people that are doing it. And around the WNBA, it's the black women. It's amazing. I can't help but feel that it's intentional. You, truth is, you don't want a younger generation to come in and be better at the game than you were. Watch me on TV, come to my games, and if you want to do this, you can do it, but don't you dare be better than me. Don't you dare achieve more than me. You have to respect me for what I did. Don't beat me. Don't become better than me. Don't employ fortitude or determination. Don't do that because I didn't have that. You can't do that. That's what it's about, right? Is holding down the youth of the black community, isn't it? Wow. Wow. Where's the love in that?